Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hako / Hakocity. So, I've now tested out Sadako extensively on the PTB against normal people, against normal lobbies, and in custom games just to like see some things, see some interactions, if they work, if they don't work, and how to like think about the new Sadako. So now I think I have a much like better more informed opinion on how these changes actually affect her. So, question number one, or like, let's just get one thing out of the way. Is Sadako now like super weak? Well, I guess she already was super weak, but is she useless compared to how she was? No, I wouldn't say so. And that was never my assumption. My biggest fear was that her skill ceiling would be so much lower, which it is. And my other fear was that she would feel sluggish, which she does. When you go from being a... And the sluggishness comes from her 15 seconds cooldown they've added from teleporting from one TV to another. When you go from having been able to like do one thing whenever you wanted to now having to like wait out a 15 seconds timer, which is a lengthy time in DBD. Like, time is the currency in DBD, both as killer and survivor, but especially as a killer. Anything that saves you time is a good perk, or is a good thing in general. And this 15 second skimmading, it feels kinda awful. So let's go through it like step by step. What do I mean by lower skill ceiling? So the way I played Sadako, most people found Sadako to be quite dull and they stayed away from her, and like quite simple. When Sadako was one of those killers that she really is as complicated as you make her, and you could make her quite complicated. Me, for example, I almost always ran her with her iridescent videotape to turn TVs back on, because I found it fun to teleport between TVs. I found it fun to be everywhere at once, and the extra micromanagement game that brought me. For example, say that we go to Midwich, and I notice right away that there are two people whose like sole mission is to just turn off my TVs. Then my counter to them doing that is I teleport to TVs as soon as I possibly can. For like one, not allow them a videotape from that TV, and two, also be in control of that TV. So since I was running a tape which turns the last 4 TVs you predicted to back on, I could then say that I have kicked the music room then. Or sorry, that I had used the music room TV. Next time I hit someone, I know that TV is gonna come back on. So that was like a 4D chess. Like, okay, that TV is under my control. I feel like they've taken a lot of Sadako's control over her own TVs with one specific add-on, and just given that wholeheartedly to survivors. You're now even more at the mercy of survivors, like not taking your power away. It's like, please, sir, don't take me poor TVs. I kind of need them. And yeah, they're taking away the biggest counter to that playstyle. And rather they severely incentivizes the survivors to do that playstyle. Like, they are super heavily incentivized to take away your TVs now. And I don't like that. They added 30 more seconds to getting a TV back on that's turned off by a survivor. So it went from 60 to 90. And that's a full gen. That's an entire gen. Someone plops in that TV and they do a gen solo, and you can't do anything. You can't get that TV back on. And that really like enhances her weaknesses. Her biggest weakness was that the survivors could take away her power, make her M1 trapper without traps. And like, these changes make that even worse, which I don't find to be a good thing. Sadako needed changes, but she didn't need these changes. Like, I'm still on the fence if like for the average person, for the normal person playing Sadako, is this a buff or a nerf? I think it's hard to tell, honestly. Like some things are good, some things are bad, and which one outweighs the other. But Sadako could have done with just buffs because of the state she was in. Like one change I do agree with is the ring drawing. They should have nerfed that so a slugging playstyle is not incentivized, like 100%. Although, like, they still keep that to some extent with how the new videotapes work. Because if you're holding a videotape, you hit someone, that person will get 1 stack on condemn, you hit them again, 2 stacks on condemn, they go down on the floor. If you just hang around and wait for them to be picked up, you can hit them again, and then that's 3 stacks of condemn. Just by, like, hitting them. So, I'm gonna reserve my express ticket to hell, and maybe I'll try this out. Just see, like, how miserable can I be on one poor sod? Because it used to be that when you had a tape, that condemn didn't build up during a chase. They're kind of taking that away, and like now, if someone has a tape, you can be kind of nasty to them. You can just keep slugging and hitting them when they get up. We'll see. And like I said, it's a slower playstyle. I used to play Sadako like a freaking menace. Everywhere at once, teleporting, and like the people I've coached with Sadako, I call this like the ping pong tactics. Just like just pinball between the TVs when they're available, if you have the add-on for it, or just in general if you have the amount of TVs active for it. And that goes away now with the 15 seconds cooldown. It feels awful to be on Ormond, for example. You feel that you want to check out one corner of the map, you teleport there. You get there, boom. Nobody. Not a single person was here. Alright, there must be somewhere else. Normally then you could demanifest, go to a TV. Another TV, where they might have been. Now you don't have that option. You do not have that option in the lease. You have to walk. Or you have to spend 15 seconds, and 15 seconds is a long time if 2 people are on the generator, if 1 people is on the generator. You don't have free, like, 15 seconds to spare. And that just feels so sluggish. And they've also, they've given her all of these aura reading perks. No, sorry, add-ons. That works really well with Lethal Pursuer. Like her remote control add-on is now finally a good add-on. But you teleport, you see that someone is running around with a tape, and they're like about to approach a TV, and you can't do shit about it. Because you're at another TV and you just see the info, but you can't capitalize on the info. Because there's now a new cooldown on it, which feels horrible. And I said it in my previous video. If now every time you teleport, you give everybody not carrying a tape a stack of condemn. And in their own words, then we need to put like a cap on how often she can do this. Like, agreed, but behavior, please. Instead, put a cap on how frequent that condemn can be applied. You don't have to limit the teleportations for it. It's just if she doesn't, like, the condemn can only be applied every 15 seconds. But if she wants to teleport before that, for the love of God, allow her to. I know that is gonna be like an entire afternoon more work of programming, but it would just make her feel so much better. So this is gonna be like this general. I'm gonna claim it's a it's a nerf versus good survivors, because good survivors have always been good at turning off her TVs and stuff like that, and that playstyle is even more incentivized. It's even stronger against her. And with the new changes that they can deliver a TV to like any, or they can deliver a tape to any TV. Like also the mind game of finding out if someone was carrying a tape, kind of finding out, oh, okay, they need to get to this TV, and then stopping them from doing that, hindering them from doing that. Like that mind game and mind play is also completely like gone, eradicated, and she is just a simpler, more basic killer after this. And I'm no fan. I'm a Sadako main. one of the reasons I play her is that she is so complex and so fun, or she was. And they've just dumbed her down and taken away a lot of like the 200 IQ plays and moments with her. Which I think, I'm saddened. But it is what it is. Also, her power is no longer information. Since everybody on the map gets hit with condemned if they don't have a tape, it doesn't mean yak smack if they get condemned. Because that doesn't tell you in the least where the hell they are. Unfortunately. Like, yeah, the trade-off is obviously, yeah, you get to condemn everybody not carrying a tape. But I expect good survivors will kind of always be carrying a tape. So yeah, the info porter on her was one of the most useful things with her, like one of the most, also like 200 IQ things. Like, oh, okay, this survivor is here. And also, while being in a chase with someone, like, it was so much fun just teleporting TVs around. What the fuck? Tell me that wasn't a little bit juicy. On them trying to cut them off and like stuff like that. This fast-paced plays, which you can no longer do, sadly. So I don't know, like she's not completely ruined, but she's just been dumbed down, and it feels like her skill ceiling was a 2-story building, and the upper floor just collapsed, and now we have a 1-story building with a very messy roof. So let's go into the good things. She's a bit strong with pallets. Now you can demanifest, stand under a pallet if they throw the pallet, and you're like you will end up on whichever side you... Yeah, one thing I do find to be kind of exciting. Yeah? Alright, cool. Find my new pallet. So... this thing. Throw it in my face.
Will you always go to the side I'm on?
No, it depends like what side I... Yes, exactly. Like I can time myself so... Like, there you... I do like that, because it adds a little bit of a mind game into it. Like you have to like, okay, he's demanifesting, like run through me, run not through me, like throw the pallet here or there, and yeah. Because a little bit like Spirit.
Yeah.
You are closest on. And if you start demanifesting and they throw a pallet, as long as you are not yet manifested, it won't stun you in the least. And I tried this out. You end up on the side of the pallet which you're the closest to. So if you're standing closer to the survivor, you'll basically end up on the survivor and you can hit them instantly. Like, this might seem like a really good thing, but what's gonna happen? They're gonna pre-drop the pallets because you still can't walk through the pallet. So if you're behind them, demanifested, they're just gonna drop that pallet. The one times it's gonna be like good is if the survivor's half faking out the pallet, which they have no reason to do against Sadako. So they're gonna pre-drop it, and then this new thing, the only thing it's gonna do, yeah, you won't get stunned, but you will still need to kick the pallet. I wouldn't say this makes her any stronger in loops or chases. It's just like against the odd occasional potato, you might get a surprise hit. And yeah, any player, any Sadako player, if they were gonna take a look at Sadako, I bet the first thing on everybody's wish list, at least on mine, would be like some kind of help with loops. She has not received that. So, one other good thing is that she punishes people ignoring condemn. Like, I'll give them that. If if people are not picking up tapes and they're only sitting on gens, then condemn will become a bigger problem than maybe it was, because it will passively stack up during the duration of everything. That is a good thing. But I expect that will mostly be something against newer players. Good players that will learn how to play against Sadako, this will be a nerf. And yeah, stronger versus new player. Yeah, she's stronger versus new player because they might not be as organized, as on top of the videotapes and all of that, and you might potentially get a few condemned kills by just people's inexperience. The new Sadako will capitalize on people's inexperience against Sadako. Meanwhile, new people that has experience against Sadako will be stronger against Sadako. And if you're at a decent MMR, like I'm not gonna go against the people that ignore, condemn, and do these silly mistakes. It's gonna be people that know how to play against her. But that's kind of the good and the bad. TLDR, I'm sad that she feels more sluggish. I'm sad that her skill ceiling has kind of collapsed. I'm sad that your TVs get turned off even longer when a survivor turns it off. One of the good things I probably should have put on the list is that, yes, your TVs are turned on 30 seconds earlier if you yourself project to it, which is good. So let's talk some fun interactions I found out is that play with your food is actually really strong on her right now, because one of the changes they made there is that demanifesting breaks a chase completely and stops building bloodlust. So you know the awkward moonwalking you have to do if you kind of play Mayesh or whoever to get more to like use your obsession. Sadako just needs to demanifest. Then let the little inner cooldown of play with your food go out. Then you manifest again, start a new chase, demanifest, 2 stacks. You do it again, 3 stacks. Yeah, keep running, Dark Wolf. I want to see how fast I can stack this.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm not Kate.
Did I just get 1 stack of play with your food while doing that? No? I did. Oh.
Right,
Dark Wolf, keep running. Keep running. I want to see if this works.
I'm actually using Hako's headset now, and I have had no issues with my sound since then. My sound can be loud. We can have sound alerts go off.
Well, we're in a chase with our... Oh! Hey! I found something that I don't think Behavior has thought about.
What?
So... This was actually Spaghetti that was like, oh, try this. So, you know the new thing that they added in? So, you may or may not know. A new thing they added in is that you can no longer be in a chase while demanifesting. So as soon as you demanifest your bloodlust, then your chase ends. You know what perks loves that? Play with
the food.
Yes.
Mikey?
Yes.
When you leave a chase.
Yeah, and with Mikey you have to like
the obsession, isn't it?
Yeah, and you have to moonwalk. Now I just chase Dark Wolf for half a minute, and I have 3 stacks of play with my food, because as soon as I'm in a chase, I can immediately demanifest, and I get the stack. I do believe she might be the strongest killer when it comes to play with your food now. And I don't know if this is intended from Behavior, because you stack it hella fast now. Like, you stack it hella fast. Might be intended, might not be intended. But it works. And I would highly recommend running Sadako with Save the Best for Last. Because if you have 4 stacks or more, you can deny them putting a tape in. Because they try to put the tape in, you hit them. They try to put the tape in while you recover from that hit. If you have 4 stacks or more, you can hit them again without them succeeding to put the tape in. Oh, that's all, Dark Wolf. I don't know if I should play another match or if I should continue the Amnesia. Hello, Dwayne.
Oh, how's amnesia going?
And I do believe that the best for last is going to be even stronger on her because more people will be using tapes. And hitting people when they have tapes are going to be incentivized. So, yeah, that's going to be a good thing. Or like, yeah, play with your food is now surprisingly good on her. And I don't know if that will make it out of the PTB because I feel like that's one of the changes that they weren't planning on making, but here we are. I think it's an unintended synergy. Sorry about that. What else have we found out? Hoarder does not work. You don't get a loud notification when anybody picks up the tape. Because it counts as a secondary item. Franklin's doesn't work. It doesn't make them drop the tape because once again it's a secondary item. She's gotten some more information perks. Sorry, I keep calling them perks. Some more information add-ons. Like the remote control and what's it called? It's one of the purple add-ons that makes it so any survivor within was it 16 meter range of you when you manifest, scream, and reveal their aura for 4 seconds. So Lethal Pursuer is more valuable on her. Because she finally has some add-ons that shows auras of people. I don't believe she had a single one before. Maybe the remote control, it showed people holding up tape when you teleported. Now it shows anybody not carrying a tape? Or is it any survivor at all around any active TV? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna make this too rambly. Is she weaker? Yes, I would say so. Is she more sluggish? Yes. Is she more unfun? Yes. Do I hope they don't go through with most of these changes? Yes. Sadako didn't need a double-edged sword. She needed a blanket, she needed a hot cocoa, she needed to be told that she's a very good girl and she deserves some love. I'm not sure this is love that she received. We'll see. More testing to be done, and I'm probably live playing Sadako right now if you want to come say hello, come tell me what a big buffoon I am for this video, or come pat me on the back, like I agree or disagree. What do you think? Let me know. Anyway, people, thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely rest of your day. See ya.